This isn't just a setback, it's a full-blown crisis for the Miami Dolphins defense. The last man standing from last year's secondary is now out for the season. Kader Kohou, the one returning starter, just went down with a devastating knee injury. Now the Dolphins are heading into Week 1 with a completely reworked and, frankly, unrecognizable secondary. So what does this mean for Miami's defense? Can this team survive this storm? And who's stepping up in Kohou's absence? Let's break it all down. But first, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and drop your thoughts in the comments. We're talking NFL every week, all season long. The Miami Dolphins are entering the 2025 NFL season facing an uphill battle, and it all starts with their secondary. What was once a promising, hard-hitting, playmaking group is now a patchwork of injuries, trades, and what-ifs. On Wednesday morning, head coach Mike McDaniel confirmed the worst news yet. Kader Kohou, Miami's starting nickel corner and the lone returning piece from last year's defensive backfield, is out for the season with a knee injury. It's a crushing blow to a team that's already lost every other starter in the secondary since the 2024 season ended. McDaniel told reporters he's going on injured reserve. I was crushed until I talked to Kader, and honestly, Kader made me feel a little bit better simply because of his mindset. That kind of mental toughness speaks volumes about Kohou, but the loss still hits hard. Let's put this into perspective. Kohou wasn't just a starter. He was a rising star in Miami's defense. Last season, he posted 45 tackles, 2 interceptions, a forced fumble, a recovery, and 8 passes defensed. He was physical. He was disciplined. He was versatile. And now, he's unavailable for the entire year. The Dolphins' defensive backfield has undergone a massive overhaul. Kohou's injury is just the latest in a long line of departures that have left the secondary gutted. Jalen Ramsey, traded to the Steelers. Kendall Fuller, released. Javon Holland, signed by the Giants in free agency. Jordan Poyer, still a free agent with no deal in place. That's not just turnover, that's a complete teardown. And Kohou was supposed to be the glue, the one steady veteran presence who could help guide the newcomers, call out coverages, and bring some continuity to a room filled with fresh faces. Now, that plan is in ashes. Unfortunately, Kohou isn't the only player on the shelf. Veteran cornerback Artie Burns is also out for the season after tearing his ACL. And just this week, safety Ashton Davis went down with a lower leg injury. While that injury isn't believed to be season-ending, Davis was seen in a walking boot and using crutches, a clear sign that he's not suiting up anytime soon. That leaves the Dolphins dangerously thin at multiple key positions. The front office and coaching staff are now scrambling. They've had to pivot from Plan A to Plan B, and now they're well into Plan C, possibly even Plan D. So who's going to fill this massive void? The Dolphins recently signed veteran Mike Hilton, and he'll now likely step in at the nickel spot. Hilton brings experience and toughness to the role, but he's still learning the system and getting acclimated to his new teammates. At outside corner, the Dolphins are hoping some new additions can hold the line. Jack Jones and Storm Duck, yes, you heard that right, are among the top candidates. Both are talented, but unproven in Miami's scheme. They'll be battling for starting reps alongside Cam Smith and Kendall Sheffield. Let's not sugarcoat it. This is a volatile group. There's potential here, but there's also a lot of unknowns. Chemistry, communication, coverage discipline. It's all up in the air. There's no question the Dolphins need to act, and fast. The free agent market still holds some intriguing names. Former Chargers corner Asante Samuel Jr. is out there. So is Rasul Douglas, who spent time with the Packers. And yes, even veteran Stephon Gilmore remains unsigned. The Dolphins may not want to break the bank, but if they're serious about competing in a loaded AFC East, they need a reliable veteran presence in that secondary. Someone who can step in and immediately elevate the group, not just with talent, but with leadership. The clock is ticking. Miami's front office can't afford to hesitate. Losing Kader Kohou is more than just a personnel issue. It changes the identity of this defense. Defensive coordinator Anthony Weaver was already working with a revamped scheme. Now, he's got to implement it without his best returning corner and without a complete set of starters. The Dolphins will be relying heavily on their pass rush and linebacker play to mask deficiencies on the back end. But even that has its limits. When your secondary is shaky, your entire defensive structure is vulnerable, especially in a conference loaded with elite quarterbacks like Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, and Justin Herbert. The mental and emotional toll of all these injuries can't be ignored. Team morale is fragile in moments like this. But McDaniel's comments about Kohou's attitude reveal something important. Leadership matters. Kader's mindset, calm, focused, unshaken, is exactly the kind of energy this team needs. Even though he won't be on the field, his presence in the locker room and in the meeting rooms could still be vital for this young group. And now, others will have to rise to the occasion. Hilton, Smith, Jones. It's sink or swim. This Dolphins team was built to win now. After back-to-back playoff pushes and a franchise committed to being aggressive, expectations were sky-high heading into 2025. But the losses are piling up, and fast. The secondary, once a position of strength, is now a potential Achilles heel. The question is, can Miami adapt before the season begins? There's still time. Free agents are available. Young players can emerge. But one thing's for sure, the margin for error just got a whole lot thinner. The Dolphins are now in scramble mode, and we'll soon find out what this team is really made of. What do you think the Dolphins should do next? Should they sign a veteran like Stephon Gilmore? Should they roll with the youth movement? And will this defense survive the loss of Kader Kohou? Drop your takes in the comments below. Make sure to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. We've got all your NFL content all season long, from injuries and trades to game day breakdowns and playoff previews. This is where football lives. Thanks for watching.